Just on the last topic, I think we have time for two more actually, because there is something in here that I wanted to really touch on, and that was the protest that the Ontario Nurses Association did yesterday on the south end of Queen's Park. We have a few Twitter clips to share with you that were shared by the Ontario Nurses Association, and I just can't seem to find them here in my list. But maybe we can, oh, here it is. So yeah, the province's nurses and healthcare professionals are, basically trying to get the Doug Ford conservatives to pay attention that they're in this crisis. And so they took to the intersection of College and University, which is a main artery there to get access to what's called Hospital Row. There's a string of hospitals all along University Ave there. And they lied down in the street with their signs and blocked off the intersection. Do we have that clip to share with our viewers?
Got it coming up, Tamara.
Oh, perfect. So again, I want to give, oh, here we go. We have the clip. So there's Queen's Park in the background.
Healthcare.
Look at them.
And nurses are not a common commodity.
They're not a common commodity, but there's enough of them that they don't have to be at the hospital working right now. They can be lying in the street blocking traffic. I mean, isn't that why they invoked the Emergencies Act, blockaded the entire perimeter of Queen's Park in February of 2021 and froze people's bank accounts?
Also, Tamara, first of all, by the way, did Premier Cherry Cheesecake call out this group as a bunch of yahoos? That's what I want to know. Probably not. Also, people who aren't familiar with Toronto, as you go south on University, where this protest is taking place, the provincial parliament is on the north end. You're talking Hospital Row, Sick Kids Hospital, Mount Sinai, and on down. And when you close off an intersection like that, if, God forbid, there was someone in an ambulance trying to get into a hospital for urgent care, you're going to end up in gridlock. The ambulance will have nowhere to move. So wasn't there a big stink during the COVID lockdowns, Tamara, that they wanted demonstrators not to be anywhere near hospitals? There was that false narrative that they were preventing doctors, nurses, and patients from getting into the hospital. That was crap. I know it was crap because I was there to cover those demonstrations, and they blocked nobody. They caused no impediment. They didn't do that. They didn't shut down College Street. And like I said, you look south, it's Hospital Row. That is despicable and irresponsible. And what a double standard we live in, right? If it's the freedom movement, the mainstream media is condemning them on the front page.
And I saw at many, many instances where the freedom protesters outnumbered this minuscule protest exponentially. So once again, it's not only a double standard, it's just more hypocrisy because the Ontario Nurses Association continues to fail to condemn vaccine mandates. So we know that there are a whole host of medical professionals, nurses included, and doctors who have been ousted from the profession completely due to the remained enforcement of COVID-19 vaccine mandates. It persists today. It continues despite the fact that the science shows that it doesn't prevent transmission and it doesn't prevent illness. These institutions, this union has failed to stand by their members who made their own autonomous bodily upholding their own bodily autonomy and made their own medical decision. So this is absolutely absurd that they're now lying down in the street saying that there's a crisis in healthcare. Well, why don't you advocate for all the healthcare workers that have been terminated, face job loss due to vaccine mandates, and even arguably prior to with the mask mandates, we know that there are many individuals who struggle to wear a mask for 12 hours straight, which is what they're expected to do. And we saw, I think it was being coined, I can't remember the early retirement, but there was a word that was being used or a catchphrase, the Great Resignation. we saw throughout the beginning of COVID. And so that was, the healthcare sector wasn't immune to this idea of the great resignation. People just couldn't keep up with the mandates, the nonsense, the BS, the rigmarole. They had to jump through these hoops just to perform their duties at work. So where's the Ontario Nurses Association about any of that? No, they're just going to lay in the streets and pretend like there's a big staffing crisis when they could fix it.
And like I said before, right at hospital roll. And I mean, to take your demonstration talking points from Extinction Rebellion, this is the kind of crap they do, Tamara. They block intersections. What happens is you see kilometers on every end of cars idling in traffic. By the way, those are the very worst emissions you can ask to come out of your tailpipe. You really want to be driving at a highway speed. Those are the best emissions. So Extinction Rebellion, which is all about, getting rid of fossil fuels, you're creating a scenario by blocking an intersection where the worst emissions are being emitted by cars. I can't make this up, Tamara. It does not compute. Mm-hmm. And and you're right for the point you were making. The Ontario Nurses Association won't even address that topic about those people who were suspended without pay for not getting the jab. It's despicable.
Yeah.
That's a clip from something we call Rebel News Daily. It's our daily live stream hosted by my friend David Menzies, but the show also includes a rotating cast of hosts and special guests, including me. It's a great way for us to talk about the news of the day as the news is happening in an unscripted fashion, and it's an awesome way for you to interact with us as well. We stream every weekday, 1 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Mountain, wherever you find Rebel News. See you there.